10Aல படிச்ச ரம்யாவும் 10Bல படிச்ச Naga Chaitanyaவும் வந்து ஒண்ணா சேர்ந்து ஒரு இன்டர்வியூ கொடுப்பாங்க. அதை நான் எடுப்பேன்னு கனவுல கூட நான் எதிர்பார்த்தது இல்ல.
I'm a huge fan of Arjit sir. You know, with mom and dad, there's always one sense of fear that we develop as children. The movie is about being more expressive about that point, you know, about showing gratitude, expressing it. I am a foodie. I love food. I can't eat as much as I love it, but I love food. I wait for my cheat days.
Hi Che, welcome to Film Companion South and welcome to my show.
Thank you, Ramya.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm very good. I was just thinking while coming in the flight this morning, 10Aல படிச்ச ரம்யாவும் 10Bல படிச்ச Naga Chaitanyயாவும் வந்து ஒண்ணா சேர்ந்து ஒரு இன்டர்வியூ கொடுப்பாங்க. அதை நான் எடுப்பேன்னு கனவுல கூட நான் எதிர்பார்த்தது இல்ல.
அப்போ அந்த தாட்டே வரல நான் சினிமா ஃபீல்ட்ல என்டர் ஆயிட்டு, you know that you'll also be in the same field.
I know, yeah.
Did you think அப்போ
no
PSPB ல இருந்தப்போ?
No way. Actually, my entire memory of you, somebody who's very sweet and calm and quiet and kept to yourself and very private.
Right.
And after all these like 10-15 years from school days to now, what do you think has really changed, or how have you evolved because of cinema?
Oh, well, a lot has changed. Like, you said, I was very shy, I was very introverted to myself back in school. But I think the shift from Chennai to Hyderabad, when I came to Hyderabad, that's when I was exposed to the film industry. I came here primarily because I wanted to start acting. I think that's where the change happened. And acting school, I did a couple
New
of
York
courses.
Film Academy.
Yeah, New York Film Academy and a course in Bombay. So these really opened me up. And yeah, from there, things just started falling into place.
So do you think today you're like much different from where you were at school, or are you still the same person beyond films?
I think deep down the core is still the same. I'm still shy, I'm still quiet, in situations. It's only when I'm really comfortable or I know the people do I tend to open up. But in front of the camera, things change. Yeah. But behind the camera, I'm still the same person.
So thank you. This is a beautiful film, and what it talks about is something very deep and much needed also, because we do, like you've been saying in all the promotions, take people for granted. And I saw this very sweet Instagram post of yours where you thanked 3 people very important to your life, your mom, dad and Hash, your pet dog.
Yes.
So have you ever been, forget Hash, but have you ever been able to talk to your mom and dad in person, looking into their eyes, saying thank you, I love you?
You know, I say it. Of course I say it, but with mom and dad, there's always one sense of fear that we develop as children. It comes out of respect that we have for elders, that certain dignity or that certain demeanor we want to maintain in front of them. We look up to them. They're our mentors. So there's this gap that's always there, but it's a healthy gap, and I think that's what most children experience with their parents. Sometimes you'll want to say I love you or I miss you or thank you to them, but you'll feel shy or
Exactly, something stops you from doing it.
Correct. The intention is there. I don't do it as much, but the intention is always there inside.
Yeah, the other part of it is, don't you think in our culture especially, when you go say thank you to the closest people, immediately they'll be like, come on, don't make it formal.
Correct.
So have you ever faced this, and what do you think the movie is going to make us realize through that?
I've faced it myself. Me as a person itself, when someone appreciates me or tells me something nice, I'm like, hey, come on, are you just saying it to please me or something?
Yeah.
But I think, the movie is about being more expressive about that point, about showing gratitude, expressing it, because it not only affects the person we're saying it to, I think it also affects us as individuals. We feel better, we become happier, we become more positive when this expression is there. Today life is moving so fast ahead. There's no time to stop and even think for a minute. So it's about just take a moment, pause, just look back from time to time, see the people, try to appreciate the people who have been a part of your journey, who have helped you. So these moments sort of ground you from time to time, root you from time to time. So it deals with this character. He goes back on a journey and sort of reflects on all this.
I agree.
Yes.
Is there anyone apart from family whom you can say thank you right now while talking about it?
I've always wanted to thank my fans. I know it might sound a little stereotype, but honestly, because from day one, the kind of unconditional support they've given me and the love, We make some good films, we make some bad films, but they're there. Even when we make the bad films, they never lose hope on us. You know, they're still supporting us. They're still saying it's okay, you will do better, we will be there, you know, we will give you those openings. And all they expect in return is a houseful theatres, a good film, you know, something that they can relate to. Nothing else. So I've always wanted to thank them.
Good that we did that today.
Yes.
And about the trailer, once I saw the trailer, we figured out that you're a businessman primarily in the film.
Correct.
Which you are in the real life also.
Not as much, but yeah.
No, but when I came here, everybody is talking about the recent entrepreneur food business that you've started over Swiggy,
yes,
and that's been doing extremely well. And you've always been associated with food, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, the family, dad has had a couple of restaurants in the past, so I've sort of grown up being around that lifestyle. So I always wanted to do something with food. Of course, with the pandemic and all that, I observed that ordering in has become an equal trend as to going out. You know, people don't mind sitting at home, ordering some food, watching your favorite film, and you know, just spending time with the family. So I thought that's a sector I should target.
Awesome.
And try something new. So that's where the idea came up from.
You don't look it, but are you a foodie?
I am a foodie. I love food. I can't eat as much as I love it, but I love food. I wait for my cheat days.
So எனக்கு தெரியும் சென்னையில வந்து உங்களுக்கு சரவண பவன் தோசை பிடிக்கும், அப்புறம் கங்கோத்ரியில
பானி
பூரி.
ஆமா. My God, Stella Maris College பக்கத்துல Gangotri, that place, how much time we spent there. And of course Sarvana Bhavan, and I remember this sandwich shop, I forgot where it is. On the
Royal Sandwich,
yes, Royal Sandwich.
Local restaurants la சொல்றீங்க.
Yeah. Then Anjapar restaurant, fruit shop at Greaves Road, all these, the standard Chennai.
Wow, and you used to go to Besant Nagar beach a lot.
ஆமா, தெரியும். Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So இந்த மாதிரி வந்து ஃபுட் சாப்பிடுற உங்களுக்கு ஒரு பக்கம் வந்து பிசினஸ் ஸ்கில்ஸும் கரெக்டாக இருக்கிறதுனால தான் you're able to do this as an entrepreneur. But being in the film as a businessman, you being a businessman, do you personally think you're a good businessman?
The business and the food, you know, the food aspect comes in purely out of passion. It's not to like sort of course, making money is always the bonus. But I just, you know, I like to do something that drives me, like curate something and see it till the finished product. I enjoy that process very much.
Nice.
So whatever comes out of it is a bonus. Yes, I don't want to lose money or something doing it, but yeah, for me it's more the journey that I really enjoy. So
but you do other businesses as well, right? Outside food, running the Annapurna Studios.
Yeah, to a small extent. Annapurna Studios is a family run business. The post production is something I'm interested in. So from time to time, depends. Acting is my first priority always. So when I'm not busy, you know, with acting, whenever I get some free time on my hands, these are the other things I try to do to keep myself busy.
Are all these helpful in your decision making skills as an actor, in choosing films, in understanding the market value and things like that?
Yeah, I think because what comes out of all these things is I get to meet a variety of people. And I think filmmaking is, you know, to understand the audience, to understand what the audience wants. And audience just doesn't mean pure cinema goers. There is a variety of audience we're catering to with very different mindsets. They come from very different backgrounds, different professions. So I feel it's very crucial to expose ourselves to everyone. So, you know, if it's the food business, it helps me interact with people from the food community. Or if it's Annapurna, it helps me interact with people from behind the camera. You know, people from crafts, you know, from all the crafts of the film industry. So this works hand in hand for me, of course. It gives me that exposure to understand people better and just expose myself better to what's happening in various parts of the world.
Super.
Yeah.
Vikram Kumar, PC Shriram sir, all of them so familiar with the Tamil industry. But despite which you didn't take the call to dub the film in Tamil and you're still doing a film next in Tamil. So why was this decision?
Honestly, you know, when I listen to a script, I think Telugu and Tamil markets, the sensibilities are very different. I feel Tamil cinema viewers have a very different sentiment to them. Telugu cinema viewers have a very different sentiment. A very simple example for me is when I did Emai Chesare and Vinay Tandi Varvaya in Hindi, Tamil, very sorry. But we had different endings. purely because the sensibilities were different. So I need to find that neutral script, to actually drive me to dub it into both languages or shoot it into both languages. With Thank You, I felt it's something the Telugu audience will relate to immediately, because the texture is like that. And the writer, while writing the script, he wrote it with the Telugu audience in mind.
Okay.
Now with the Venkat Prabhu's film, I know it's coming from a neutral space where we are sort of keeping in mind both the audiences and both their sensibilities. So I feel if the approach is taken from the start, from the conceptual stage itself, then it makes sense sort of diversifying into various languages. But we made this keeping Telugu in mind, and now I feel if we dub it into Tamil, it might not look organic. So yeah, so I feel if I go with that thought process, I should go with it from the writing stage itself.
And you're clear with respect to the Venkat Prabhu film that this will work in both the languages?
Yes.
And you are going to shoot it that way?
Yes, we are going to shoot it like a proper bilingual film. We're going to shoot both languages. The story, the sensibility, the casting, everything is keeping both languages in mind. So we're taking a very neutral direction for that.
But இவ்வளவு வருஷம் நீங்க தமிழ்ல ஏன் வந்து வரல? அதாவது சென்னை பையன் சென்னையில வந்து படிச்சிருக்கீங்க, நல்லா பேசுவீங்க, பட் உங்களுக்கு தெரியாத டைரக்டர்ஸும் கிடையாது, கௌதம் மேனன் எல்லாருமே. Why choose Venkat Prabhu and why did this film happen after all these years and now launching yourself in Tamil?
Well, to start with, my family is from the Telugu film industry. Our home is here, our love and support has been from here. So I wanted to sort of prove myself here, and I came with so much responsibility, from where I am. I'm fortunate for this gift that I've been given to be born into this family. So I needed to sort of prove myself here, impress the audience, make sure they own me. So I feel that process took this time. I didn't want to diversify myself too much without at least completing my task, what I set out for in the Telugu film industry. I sort of feel, there's still a very long way for me to go. I think for an actor, we keep growing film to film. The journey is never over. So there's still a long way for me in the Telugu film industry. But why Tamil now, if you ask me, I never thought about it. Me and Venkat, we just met randomly over a script idea. This was before Maanadu released. Way before Maanadu released. He watched Love Story and he felt I might suit a certain texture that he has for that character. So I loved the idea immediately, and we just started talking from there. He also came to me wanting to make a Telugu film.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he just came to pitch it for Telugu, not like a bilingual, this, that. We never thought of anything. So as the script kept evolving, I said, hey, you've got this brilliant market there, and I'm here in Telugu, so let's take advantage of both. And
so that was your idea then?
Yeah, meaning we both, it was
mutual.
It was a mutual thing. It just came up over conversations. So let's use his strength, which he has in Tamil, and my strengths that I have here. Let's bring them both together and let's see if we can make this a bilingual. So as the script kept developing, the characters, the casting, everything went in favor for a bilingual. So we decided to do it.
Very, very kicked. I mean, like I just said before starting the interview, the combination of Venkat Prabhu and his kind of films and you coming into that, it really sounds nice.
Absolutely. I'm very kicked too. And see, there's one thing I feel, every language, they have, the audience already owns the set of stars or the actors that are acting for that language.
True.
Now to penetrate into that world is not an easy task. Like in Tamil, they're brilliant actors. The audience loves them. There's amazing fan following, that there's it's literally like they're worshipped, the stars there. So to come into a market like that, it's just not okay, I'm going to dub this film, I'm going to see how it goes. It needs to be planned. There needs to be a certain respect when we enter a new language. So I found that space now with Venkat Prabhu's film. It happened organically. So everything has a time, and I guess this time has come.
While talking about Tamil films and all that, strangely, I don't know if you've ever realized this, I was scrolling through your Instagram, and most of the things you're associated with are things which are also done by actor Ajit sir.
Yes, of course.
I mean, both of you are into aeronautical stuff, racing, biking. Both of you enjoy culinary stuff.
Yes.
Have you ever realized the similarities between you both?
I'm a huge fan of Ajit sir, in fact, and I love him as a person on screen and off screen. And yeah, of course, I know he loves racing. I know even Venkat Prabhu's told me how well he cooks.
Yeah.
He loves food. He's such a, you know, kind-hearted person. So I completely adore all this about the person. And yeah, like you said, it's a crazy similarity.
Yeah, which not many people are
it's
similar
a crazy
into.
similarity. Yeah.
It is. And are you doing these things? Like, you have a big life outside films, I see clearly. All of these passions, your business, all of these come from a place of it's always been there in your life, or is it something like, oh, I'm super stressed with acting, so I need a stress buster, and therefore I got into all of this?
See, the racing and the cars, bikes, the love for all that was way before I started films.
Okay.
Yeah, from the Chennai days, Sri Perumbudur racetrack.
Oh, since then? You must have been like 17, 18?
Yeah, school, I think from the time I was 15, used to go to the racetrack very often. So that passion started way before films. But the whole food thing and the business is actually, like you said, you know, I can't always be in like one place, like acting. Yeah, we're acting throughout, but I feel I need like a break once in a way, like, you know, just to go away and come back. I feel I come back fresher. I come back with newer ideas. I come back recharged. So, you know, that's why maybe I balance like the food business, like what I'm doing with Show You. So, you know, few days in a month, I spend some time there, and some new thoughts come into me, some new ideas come into me, which I can sort of reflect here in a very strange way. It somehow complements each other. You know, it's sort of a refresh, reset for the mind. So
very interesting.
Yeah.
If I have to ask you, list down the skills you know, because I know with every film also you're learning a new skill.
Yeah.
It's hockey here in Thank You.
Yeah.
You've honed your skills as a dancer in the previous film.
Yeah.
And cricket.
Right.
What else? Add on everything what you know by now.
No, it's the films. Honestly, the films may instigate me to learn a new skill. With Thank You, it was hockey. With Love Story, thanks to Sai Pallavi, I had to get my act together and start dancing.
Right.
With Majli, I learned some cricket. So, but yeah, it's wherever the films
take me. It stops there, or any horse riding and things
No. Outside films, I love music. Music is...
You were in the band in school?
Yes, in Padma Seshadri.
In Padma Seshadri?
Yes.
You used to play the keyboard?
Correct.
So did that pursue after that?
Well, it didn't. I sort of like lost track with it, but I still love music very much. I love listening to music. I love electronic music now. I've sort of transitioned from, you know, acoustics to like sort of more a digital era. I'm sort of following that now.
Right.
So electronic music really interests me. So DJing, following DJs, all that kind of stuff right now.
So many things into one person, huh? That's a lot.
Come on, I'm sure you also, the amount you've transitioned from school to now is huge, the kind of work you're doing.
Whatever you're choosing is interesting here, and something which gives new ideas for somebody to try. DJing and things like that sounds so exciting. Let's come back to talking about your family. You were in between saying about how the movie business and business which you take care, everything is in the family. Where does work stop, and where does personal life get in for you? Because you're doing work with them,
right.
You're in the sets with them,
right.
Going back home, it's the same person.
Right.
How do you differentiate it? How do you balance this?
I think Dad, and Mom, they've always taught me that how much ever you love it, it's if you can look at it like a 9 to 6 job, passionately, and after 6 balance out, sort of disconnect from it and come back home and leave work at work and keep home at home. If you can create that fine line, it's beautiful, because both the synergies will work hand in hand very well. You go back home and you disconnect from work, your mind is completely, not thinking about work. The next day morning, you will go back recharged and refreshed. You will go back, with a very positive perspective. But if we keep thinking on the same thing again and again, I feel we'll fall into a spiral, we'll go into a loop, and there won't be any freshness that comes out of it. So
true, but do you have these rules you follow at home in the dinner table conversations?
Yeah.
Nothing about the films, and nothing about anything outside.
I like to. I prefer to.
You do that?
Yeah, I prefer to. Unless it's a stressful time or something, or during around the release, where I am required to think about it non-stop. But apart from that, I like to keep conversations at home completely cut off from films. Dad, in fact, was very insistent about that.
Okay.
He does not like talking about movies unless you need an opinion or there is something that needs to be discussed. Apart from, we talk about everything else apart from films.
And how does it work in the set? Like, you're working with your dad, your uncle, you worked with your grandfather, you did a role as your grandfather.
Yes.
With all of that in the set, is it like you have the general equation of the family and suddenly you see them as a character?
Correct.
How does this work in your head?
Oh, it was crazy. I'm telling you, when we first worked together, Manam was very challenging. One, it's because he's my dad and granddad, I didn't know how to immediately cut them off in front of the camera and just play the character. And in Manam, I have to literally abuse them because it was like a role reversal that was happening. I was playing the grandfather, so I had to literally abuse my granddad who was playing my son in the film. It was very challenging, but we got over it, 1-2 schedules down, I got comfortable, they gave me the support. Bangar Raju, Dad and I did together, which was again very challenging because, see, creatively filmmaking is a process that everyone has their creative views. Nothing is right, nothing is wrong. End of the day, it's a creative process. We all feel differently. And, there's some things I would feel which he won't agree for. And beyond a point, I can't get my point across with him because he's dad and he's still the leader of the ship. But if it was not dad and if it was someone else, maybe I would have dealt with it differently.
Exactly.
So it's always a space that will feel awkward, but it's also beautiful in a way because there is also a certain understanding. I understand him, he understands me like another director won't. So there is some beauty to it and there is also some awkwardness to it. We just need to work around it.
You've actually learned the art of handling it, like you walk into the set as a character and you just talk to him as a character in the shooting spot, or you keep flipping from this end to that end?
It's probably one half of the day it's like an actor talking and then it like becomes the son and then the actor.
It's very weird.
It's very weird.
The other thing which I feel you in specific are facing as a challenge is all your contemporaries again are people who are in the family.
Correct.
So when your film works, or if their film works, how is it? I know, how is this healthy competition arranged or worked around within the family?
Yeah, it is, of course. It is very healthy. At the same time, we need release dates have started becoming a problem. We have to make sure that we don't overlap on each other's release dates and give enough gap instead of just eating into each other. But I'm always looking out for what they're doing. And if they're doing something good, I am jealous. And I am pushing myself, saying, he's doing that. I have to sort of get better at it in a very healthy way. And I talk to them about it also. I always ask them what their process is. I like to listen to how they approach scripts or the job as such. It's in a very healthy space, but it is good for me. If they're doing better, it's good for me. That it'll keep pushing me to do better also.
And if your film is a huge hit, what do they do? Or if their film is a huge hit, do you guys celebrate together, or is there a oh my God?
No. The appreciation is there always. That way we've always been fortunate that we've shared a great relationship. All the cousins and the elders, whoever is in the industry, we've always sort of criticized each other and appreciated each other openly. So that understanding is there. So it's been very healthy.
It's all clear. It's all
correct.
Everything is in place.
Correct.
Okay. So finally, I want to ask you, like, you're moving around in all the boundaries right now. Have you mapped your journey forward for the next couple of years, and what is your goal next?
See, pre-pandemic, I was only thinking about Telugu. But honestly, the 2 years at home, a lot of developments happened. Like, I got the Amir Khan film Lal Singh Chadda. Vikram and I had come up with a web series idea. I didn't think I'll take the step into Amazon, the OTT series that we're doing. But the script inspired me so much. And now the Venkat Prabhu film is a Tamil-Telugu film. So my wings have sort of spread organically. I didn't plan for it to happen. So I'm waiting, by this year end, all these films would have come out, the series would have come out. So I'm hoping for a bigger exposure that people watch me throughout the country.
Okay.
And if that pays off for me, yeah, probably from now on the content I choose, I want to keep a larger audience in mind. Now with the technology, before we never had technology, so our films are only projected in theaters here regionally, but now with the OTT coming in, people are watching our films from everywhere, all around the world. Language is not a barrier. So I feel I should, as an actor, I need to adapt and, you know, make a move and sort of use this to my advantage, to be able to project myself to a larger audience. So eventually, yeah, that's the aim.
Lovely. 22nd, Thank You is going to be out.
Yes.
And next you're going to start with Venkat Prabhu soon after that?
Yes, soon after that. Probably this month end we'll be starting shoot.
So Tamil practice பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டீங்களா?
Start பண்ணேன். In fact,
உங்களுக்கு நல்லாவே தெரியும்.
இல்ல நான் இப்போ பேச மாட்டேன். கொஞ்சம் rehearsals, readings எல்லாம் பண்ணி then I will come to Chennai and I want to interact with the media there. I'm really looking forward to meeting them.
Okay. ஏதாவது தமிழ்ல உங்களுக்கு டவுட் இருந்ததுன்னா நீங்க என்கிட்ட கேட்கலாம்.
சரி, ஓகே.
4 வார்த்தை தமிழ்ல உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சது சொல்லுங்க பார்க்கலாம் இந்த இன்டர்வியூ முடியும் போது.
எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
4 வார்த்தை.
ஓகே. ஓ, லைக்
சரி லைனாவே சொல்லுங்க பரவாயில்லை.
4 வார்த்தை.
பிடிச்ச வார்த்தை தமிழ்ல. எனக்கு வந்து மஞ்சி சாலா இதெல்லாம் வந்து தெலுங்குல பிடிச்சிருக்கு. அந்த மாதிரி தமிழ்ல சொல்லுங்க.
ஐயோ, டெஸ்ட் போட்டீங்க. வணக்கம். ஆஹா,
அமோகமான ஆரம்பம். அடுத்து
சந்தோஷம்.
இது தெலுங்கு வார்த்தை இல்ல?
ஆமா, தமிழும் சந்தோஷம்.
சரி, ஓகே.
தப்பா சொன்னேனா?
இல்ல தமிழ்ல சொல்லுவீங்களோன்னு நினைச்சேனா. இட்ஸ் ஓகே சொல்லுங்க.
நன்றி.
ரொம்ப ஏமாத்து வேலையா இருக்கு. நீங்க தமிழ் பையன் அப்படின்றத ஃபீல் பண்ற மாதிரி ஒரு 4 லைனாவது சொல்லுங்க. தமிழ் வார்த்தை நல்ல பரவாயில்ல.
சரி, நீங்க ஒரு क्वेश्चन கேளுங்க அப்போ.
ஓகே, தமிழ்ல உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்ச ஊர்லாம், ஐ மீன் இடம்லாம் என்ன? எந்தெந்த இடத்துக்கு அடிக்கடி போவீங்க? யார் கூட என்னெல்லாம் பண்ணுவீங்க? தமிழ்ல ஏதாவது கெட்ட வார்த்தை தெரியுமா?
நிறைய கெட்ட வார்த்தை தெரியும்.
ஐயோ, அதெல்லாம் சொல்ல
வேண்டாம், இன்டர்வியூல சொல்ல வேண்டாம், அசிங்கமாயிடும். பட் எங்கன்னா டி நகர்ல ஸ்கூலிங் எல்லாம் டி நகர்ல, அதுக்கப்புறம் திருவான்மியூருக்கு ஷிஃப்ட் ஆனேன். அதுக்கப்புறம் ஃபேவரட் ஏரியாஸ்னா இசிஆர், பெசி பீச். அம்மாவோட ஐ திங்க் சம்மர் ஹாலிடேஸ்க்கு கொடைக்கானல் கூட்டின்னு போனாங்க.
ஓகே.
ஸோ ஆல்மோஸ்ட் 12 years எவ்ரி இயர் கொடைக்கானல் கூட்டின்னு போனாங்க. ஆமா, சம்மர் ஹாலிடேஸ்க்கு. ஸோ தோஸ் வர் நைஸ்.
தமிழ் படம்லாம் பார்ப்பீங்களா?
ஆமா,
இப்பயும்.
ஆமா.
ஓகே, பிடிச்ச ஆக்டர்னா யாரு?
லாஸ்ட் ஃபிலிம் நான் பார்த்தது விக்ரம்.
Right.
I'm huge fan of Kamal sir and Surya sir. So yeah, it was great seeing them both.
Awesome. So yes. You are in the vibe. You're all ready.
I'm getting in the vibe.
Yes.
I'm getting into the vibe.
I can see that. Wish you the very best for Thank You.
Thanks, Ramya.
And we will meet soon for Venkat Prabhu's film.
Yes, I would love that. Looking forward to that in Chennai.
In Chennai.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Chay.
Thanks, Ramya.